Hello and welcome to The Relevance of Now with William Linville. My name is Michael Connell and I'm here with William. And our topic today is allowing and surrendering. And William, can you share, first off, just defining what allowing is and surrendering?
I've been looking at this, how to practicalize it. So let's say you're going to a concert, a musical concert, or a symphony. You're going to a sporting event at a stadium. You walk in, everyone's running this way, that way. Some are having alcoholic beverages, some are a little bit, loosey-goosey from maybe a few too many, on and on and on, or you get together for the holidays and little Bobby or little Susie's doing this, that, or the other. It's where we step back for a minute, we take a breath, and we let them be. They're not right, they're not wrong. They're just doing what they're doing. That is what I would call being allowing.
Okay.
It's not about you, has nothing to do with you. They're just doing what they're doing when they're doing it.
You don't need to evaluate it. You don't need to control it.
You don't got to judge that they're doing something wrong, something right. You don't got to judge, oh, they're 3 sheets to the wind. This paddy wagon should come pick them up, and they're going to drink and drive, and someone's going to die, and creating all this hoorah that you can feel in your body that you're starting to get worked up with, you're starting to get anxious with. And then you're creating a falsity of a sense of superiority, like you're better than they are. And if you take it into your everyday life, but you watch how just your mind, the personality, how it gets so conflicted, how you're not purposely focusing on it, but it's part of a primal survival mechanism that you find others that are less than, perceivably less than you, so you can have a certain level of perceivable superiority to feel good about yourself. And that's where I go back to, let's just let everyone be.
Yeah.
Nothing's broken. But what's that, Michael?
Well, you can feel the difference if you just, I mean, I know we're all taught to evaluate and judge, and you're talking about it now, how it's kind of programmed into us to want to feel a little superior. I know how to do that better than someone else, or maybe it builds the ego, self-esteem, or self whatever. But when we allow and let it be outside of us, and there's nothing we have to control, and there's nothing we have to protect. There's so much space within us to enjoy. Now you're really in your presence, the relevance of now, where you can just, who would I like to talk to? Who would I like to engage with? Or what would I like to do? What would be most fun right now?
And I really want you to look at that for a minute, Michael. And now I want you to feel it.
Yeah.
Feeling it, I want you to feel how you came in. Okay, you're critical, you're looking forward to whether a stadium, a concert, whatever it may be, family gathering, whatever. The primal levels from the solar plexus down, they're looking around, they're scanning the room through the subpsyche, but they're scanning the room just to ensure that it's safe. Then it goes around again, scans the room to see where you stand, if you're inferior, superior. So if someone can do something better, okay, all of a sudden, oddly enough, you pull in and you go into inferior. Now, let's just take a breath. Let's just look at everyone and everything right here, right now, for what it is. Like you're in traffic, someone drives in front of your car, hypothetically cuts you off, runs you off the road, or potentially, and it's like, I knew it, and rah, 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 rah. Well, for a moment, let's step back, take a breath. With ourselves right now, when we're playing with allowing, let's go ahead and honor. One of the biggest keys to allowing is nothing's about you. It's nothing is personal. That's the most masterful place you can be when it comes to allowing. Well, this person got the promotion, I didn't. Great. That doesn't have anything to do with you. Doesn't have to do with your performance. Doesn't mean all these bipolar definitions. It just means, okay, they got a promotion.
Yeah. Well, what would you like to do now?
Yeah. And what can you do about it? Rather than getting ulcers from building up all this resentment, frustration, and judging them, finding fault, all the predatory self-interest that the primality level of the mind goes into, trying to defend, rationalize, justify why you're more than, you deserve it, and they don't. And rather than, all right, hey, you know what, great, they got a promotion, more power to them. That's where we allow for what is outside of ourselves to run its course. Maybe they'll be there in a week, maybe they'll be in a month, maybe they'll be there for 20 years, maybe they'll end up leaving the business in 6 months, who knows? But right now, it's kind of funny because once you start judging them, you start giving them all this energy and support. So of course they're going to keep moving up the ladder because they're getting all of their power and your power. And so we step back, we take a breath. It's like, all right, it is what it is. It's not personal.
In that scenario, how are you describing the difference between allowing and surrendering? What's surrendering?
Allowing is to look at it, acknowledge it, accept it. It is what it is. Surrendering is when we step back, we take another deep breath. Now, I'm having you take a deep breath, not because you're running out of oxygen to your brain. I'm having you take a deep breath because it has you break energy, come back to yourself, rather than being taken on this long rigmarole of thought forms and projections. Now, surrendering, this is where we step back, say, all right, you know what? It is what it is. And you know what? They got that promotion, so it must mean something better is in store for me. And we can take a breath and go in through our heart, our throat, our third eye. Just take another breath, doing a double check that the solar plexus is released, the diaphragm's released, oxygenation is going down through your critical vortex, your root chakra vortex, your pelvic girdle, your upper legs, lower legs, the feet, the arms, the hands, through your neck, your brain. And now, okay, family, all right, angelic, archangelic, ascended host realms, all right, entourage, or all right, universe, all right, creator, all right, God, whatever works for you. You must have something better planned for me. So thank you. And now let's bless them for the promotion. No other reason, not that they're better, not that they're worse, none of these lower carnal reasons. Bless it until we're still wide awake, fully alert. We're still very receptive and open and expressive. We accept what is, and we continue to show up, do what we do, and become free of any of this other stuff. And the coolest thing is that when you're in that surrendered state, all right, big gun, show me what's next. Show me what else there is to offer. And I say that, but I'm not asking like to have it present in a little gold box with little yellow ribbon on it. Show me, and I'm going to get back to whatever I'm doing. And sure enough, a day, a couple days, maybe a week, whenever, new opportunities are going to start presenting. Ones that you personally would enjoy more than you would have enjoyed that promotion.
So what I'm hearing you say is that once you allow and surrender to what's occurred, let's in this example, a promotion that you didn't get, you're surrendering with a knowing and or communication to your higher levels that thank you, all is well, bring on the next opportunity, the next something that I truly love even more.
Exactly. And also, for myself personally, I just put it out there. You know what, family? You know what, entourage? You know what, creator? You know what, universe? I want to know what I want. because I've been there, done that. I've experienced this, experienced that, on and on. So you know what? I really just want to know what I want. And
Mm.
this is where, for all of us, it goes beyond. The mind's a funny thing. It's a beautiful tool, a brilliant tool, very important and very necessary tool. But this is where we go beyond what we've seen, what we've experienced, what we've heard, what we've been taught, all the rules that we've been given, all the rules that you've accepted, all the rules that you've embodied about how this works, that works, that works, that works. And oddly enough, things start to occur for you outside and around you to come into your life, your very physical life. And you start to become more receptive because now you're going beyond all the limits of what you've heard of, experienced, seen, witnessed for quadrillions of years coming of age. This is what mom did, is what dad did, grandpa did, grandma did. This is what I see the neighbors do, on and on and on. It's what I see on television, the tabloids, and the Simpsons and everything else. Well, you know what? I want to know what more is to be offered. So we're taking off all those hats, all those masks of everything that you've seen, you witnessed, you've even experienced at times. And now we're starting to see and open up and receive to what truly is accessible and available, not these hokey, show me what's possible. Anything's possible. And I say hokey not as a derogatory term. I say it hokey in a very ungrounded term. Show me what's possible. Show me what's possible. Okay, well, if we're going to play that dance, okay, it's possible I could drive my car off a cliff. It's possible I could drive off the cliff. There's a stairway to heaven, and Led Zeppelin starts playing on the sound system. It's possible that leprechauns are going to jump out of my trunk, or I'm going to have flatus, someone pulls my finger, and oh my goodness, there's the good fairy god witch of the East from Wizard of Oz. I knew I had cramps for some reason. Those are all what's possible, very ungrounded, rather than show me what's available. And now we get into probabilities rather than possibilities, a lot more integrated. Now you're back in your body, you're using your body as an instrument and as a conduit, and even as a magnetic resonance and instrument to welcome in. I want to know what I want.
Mm. Let's use another example. This example is very different when it comes to allowing and surrendering, which is if you go to the doctor and find out that you have cancer. And so when it comes to allowing and or surrendering, how are allowing and or surrendering involved in that circumstance for us?
Okay, so right now we have whatever symptomology, prostate, colon, lung, throat, ear, jaw, bone, whatever cancer it may be, liver, and everything else on the board. You go, you get an examination, which is part of what is so beautiful of the medical system in a body on a planet's for. You go in, you get a checkup, they take your blood, they put you in a machine, they zero in, see all your organs, your bone, tissues, MRIs, CAT scans, PET scans, on and on and on. And they come back and say, well, you have this virus. And I'm calling it a virus to start taking the charge away from the C word. Because it's not about the cancer or the virus, it's about your reaction to the fear you give it that lets it grow. So, okay, well, you have this virus. So I'll take a breath and say, okay. I may even give a second opinion, if you will, based on facts. Because, these tests at times, if I'm a smoker, they were going to look for damage in my body because that's what they believe in, what they're taught. Now we're getting into physics, quantum physics, and affected outcomes. So I'll go for another x-ray, a different opinion, different physician, different hospital, just on my journey to find the truth. I'll go to them. They'll say, okay, well, Mr. Linville, you have this virus. That's when I'll take a breath. Okay, it is what it is. Now, number one, I'll ask myself, okay, self, what's going on here? Where are you feeling trapped? Where are you feeling unexpressive? Where are you grinning and bearing it through life? Where are you holding back? What are you holding back? And I will come to terms with and resolve that for myself. It could be a marriage, it can be a job, it can be something as simple as the gender that you came in with, and where you're putting on all these costumes every day for the approval of everyone else. Where we come back to ourselves, we take a breath, and we come to terms with the cause, quarterback, and the effect of it. Now, that's the allowing part and the acceptance part. Now, the surrender part is okay. I'm going to be of integrity with myself. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to accept what is. Number one, I'm going to say, okay, Will, what's going on here? Okay, body, what's going on here? Why are you creating these blockages? What's going on? I'm going to look at it, find the benefit through the experiences that the body stopped functioning in that area, the meridian shut down, and then I'm going to hand it over to the universe to take command. And now I may get radiation, I may go and get IVs or whatever, that orange stuff they put into the veins. And I may go back 6 months later, do another checkup, and see how far along, how much has died off, technically. If it hasn't, if it's grown, I'll sit back with myself. Okay, let's look at this more clearer. I'm not going to get angst with my body. I'm not going to go into fear. I'm not going to feed the symptomologies. I'm not going to fight cancer, because I know the more energy I give to it, the bigger it's going to become.
So that's the surrender part.
Yes. Because when you fight, you lock up, which is already starting to shut the body down anyways, because you're starting to move all your vital organs underneath your rib cage. You're running low on oxygen, and oxygen's the main component that kills that virus.
And so the surrendering includes communicating with your higher levels, to show me how best I can. I would choose to be free of the virus, my body to be free of the virus. Is it also important to see that the virus and your body are outside of you?
Well, right now, let's step back for a minute. I want to go back to your comment. You would choose for your body to become free of the virus. Okay. So let's take a breath. Let's question that. I'm choosing for my body to distinguish the virus.
Okay.
I want you to feel that in your solar plexus. I want you to feel how much, not good, bad, or indifferent, but it's kind of like an angst of you trying to take the reins to force it to leave.
Okay.
And can you feel that with me?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you pull the reins, it's like a certain clinch. You're playing with the borders of the line of going right back into battle mode again. That's why I just wanted to stop and go back to that for a minute. Of course, your body, and of course, you have no interest in cancer. Your body doesn't want it, you don't want it. So let's get rid of the choice part, because choice, at first, when you're first waking up, it's very important you realize you have a choice. After that, you outgrow that, you go beyond it, especially with the topic today about allowing and surrender. Surrendering is not about choice. That's choice starts to get involved, which is, The choice rhymes with the same word, starts with the same letter as control. Now you're trying to control it, squeezing and trying to force it out of your body, which is putting your body back into a state of fight and flight, panic and fighting, rather than releasing the virus. That's why in a lot of our events, I don't play with the word choice very much on purpose, because that just feeds the dragon of control. When I say surrender, I say, okay, or you know what, big guns? Higher levels, which I know is the rest of myself as creator, expressing through carnate and beyond carnate. Entourage, angelic, archangelics in the host realms, all the specialists in this area, where cancer is concerned, I welcome you forth. Thy will, not my will, for my higher self. Take command of my soul, my life, my work, my wealth, my mind, my body, my world. Take command of the body, bring it into optimum health, well-being, and homeostasis. And namaste. And now we step back, we take another breath. If there's a portfolio, chemotherapy, IVs, MRI, ultrasounds, ultra waves, a Rife machine, whatever, nutrition, oxygenational treatment, hyperbaric chambers, on and on. Yeah, great. There it is right in front of me. I'm going to take my body through the system by all means. I'm not going to start going into another battle. I'm going to go alternative. I'm going to try to prove blah, blah, blah. Once again, you're going to feel that same because you're trying to control it again. And that's where I want to cross this bridge. The medical science is there for a reason, not to give your power away to. It's a tool. Now, do I encourage you to go give your power away to the medical world? Of course not. If I need stitches, that's the first place I'm going to go to get sewed up. If I had cancer or whatever, yeah, I'll go through the chemo, I'll go through whatever they're suggesting. I will stop right here and say within reason, because I know they're killing off the good and the not so good in the body. So I'm going to be more focused on remineralizing the body, putting more electrolytes, common sense. The rest I'm handing over to the universe.
Right. So it's clear that there's certain ways of thinking about this, are about control, or it creates a little bit of angst within us. And so when our bodies have a virus, and you've shared some things to share with our higher levels, share with our bodies, but what do we say specifically to the virus or our bodies about releasing the virus?
Well, here's the deal. When you step back, you take a breath. The first thing would be where your body and the mind's concerned. I'd have you step back, take a nice, slow, deep breath, like in through your nose, down below your navel, hold, and then a nice deep sigh. Do that a few times, letting the sigh become deeper and deeper. And I really want you to have your own metaphoric come to Jesus moment. I want you to ask yourself one question, one honest question. There's not a right answer or a wrong answer. Do I want to be here? Do I wish to be here? And I have you ask yourself that question. It's an unconditional question. So what I mean by that is not, I want to be here if this happens, that happens, that happens, that happens. That's all control manipulation and trying to pull a fast one, putting forth all these conditions. So let's really be with ourselves for a moment. Do I, right here, right now, as William David Linville, with that diagnosis, do I wish to be here? Yea or nay? It's you, no voices, not your parents, not the world, not alternative, not science, not your preacher, not angels, not your guides. They're not going to tell you what you should do. This is a question to ask yourself. Do or am I wanting to be here or not?
Yeah, I agree. That's a really powerful question.
That's what's going to change the tide with all of it. The medical I love here because I would rather it be brought to my attention than my body just keeling over one day.
Right.
That's the point of the
Thank
medical.
you. Yes.
Then I address it. If there's a cause-core reckoning effect, maybe my body's worn out. Maybe I've pushed it too hard for too long. Maybe I internalized all this stuff and held my breath. Whatever the cause may be, it's different for everyone. Some will
Sure.
tell you it's suppressed anger, but it's not. It's different for everyone.
It's very unique. Yeah.
Very individual. Question
You
is,
know,
do I want to be here or not?
wow, that's really powerful, Will. Thank you for the clarity on allowing, surrendering, and really being mindful of. There are very important distinguishing things for us to be mindful of to discern when we're battling and controlling, and how we can move towards allowing and surrendering.
Yeah, the same goes with work, jobs. You get laid off or let go, and oh my goodness, oh my goodness. But you go back a week ago, I was complaining about the job as well. So, when can we just allow it to be what it is, not
Mm.
personalizing it?
And thank you all for joining us. This is The Relevance of Now with William Linville. Join us next time. Namaste.
Namaste. We love you.